How do you do? I'm Charlie Antaby. I'm here with the Charlie in the Morning Show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We could see that this is not the usual background and not an ordinary episode. In fact, I'm in Brooklyn, New York on location at the Yeshivat Magen Abraham, and that's on Avenue Z, right off of Ocean Parkway. This is a yeshiva that's being founded and run by our dear friend Rabbi Yosef Churba, and he began 4 years ago. In fact, the reason for my being here today, we have an ordinary graduating yearbook over here, but this has particularly extra sentimental value when it's the first one for yeshiva. 4 years in the making. I'm watching from the very beginning. Rabbi Churba has done a beautiful job. In fact, he's on the show today. We're going to introduce him, and we're going to introduce Rabbi Duvi, Bensoussan with us today. Thank you so much, rabbis, for being with us.
When I started the school, I was committed to make a difference. A different style school, a school that the students would come out very well rounded. It's easy to bring in teachers and the rabbis and give them tests and prepare them for a regent schedule, but the point of the high school years is to really connect with the students and build themselves up. We have a whole variety of incentives. If you pray well, we take them to Obego for breakfast. Gemara can be very difficult. It can be very difficult to sit and learn Gemara. Sometimes they're not interested. Sometimes it's not. They can't relate to it. But we told them, they take it to Florida. What you do, if you do have an 85 average, you take it to Florida, and they all had it because they all wanted to go. And thank God we went in 9th grade. We took them out to Florida. We had a blast, and they really enjoyed it. But more so, they had an enjoyment for learning. It was an excitement of learning. One of the things that we do special in the school is career day. We take the boys to the city, to the showrooms, and we are lectured by very prestigious people in our community. For example, Mr. Charles Mizrahi, Mr. Richard Sutton, Mr. Douglas Haber, Mr. Alan Fallis, and they spoke to the boys for over 2 hours in the offices, showed them the showroom, showed them what it entails to run a successful enterprise, and it gave the boys a tremendous insight of what they need, what skills they need in order to become a successful businessman. And that's something that they have to learn in high school, because if they have a vision of who they out to be like, who they out to emulate in high school, it gives them a tremendous leverage. They can start working on their social skills. They got to work on their time management skills. They have to work on their money management, not to spend too much money, etc. And they're able to get an advantage that other boys in other high schools perhaps don't have.
I know that in a lot of the self-help stuff that goes on out in the world, and in also even 12 steps things, they have an expression, we're going to love you until you learn how to love yourself. I'm hearing some of that over here in what you're explaining to me. Of course, any high school kid, and I was a high school kid, we're not necessarily positive that we want to go to school every day and do the perfect thing. But if we somehow can get guided into it initially, what I'm hearing from you is maybe that becomes the habit and that becomes the default, and now all of a sudden we got kids. I think it's very impressive that all these kids got an 85 plus average.
Right.
That's incredible. The 12th grade teacher now of the graduating class is Rabbi Duvi. Rabbi, thank you for being on the show as well. I want to congratulate you on a beautiful job done with the boys along with Rabbi Churba.
Thank you.
What could you share with us today, by the way?
I think it's amazing. We are not looking to cookie cutter our guys. Just the opposite. The rabbis are working and willing to work harder to look inside the guys and see what they're made of and to develop them for who they are. And with that, we found an incredible result, that everything we got out of our guys, whether it be in their Hebrew studies, whether it be in English, it was always coming from them. And that's why the extracurricular activities, whether it be outside of school, whether it be in the shuls at night, or Shabbat, with incredible warm programs that we run for them, we don't have to call. We don't have to text. It's actually them coming and calling upon us. Rabbi, we want more. We're loving this. All our friends, yeah, they might be out elsewhere. But for some reason, without really major initiatives or incentives, they're coming back, they're growing, and the guy that walked in here in 9th grade, he's walking out today as a real young man ready to conquer the world. And that's something that I think, it kind of speaks for itself. And I'm hoping that really, I think we're sitting here celebrating the 12th grade in our first graduating class. We're not doing this for advertisement. We're doing this because our best advertisement are our guys out there on the streets, where people see them and they see they're genuine and they see that it's coming from them. I know as a parent, if I saw these guys, I'd say to my own kid, wow, I'd love for you to turn out like that.
Well, I want to thank both the rabbis for being on my show, and I want to thank them for all the work they're doing on behalf of the community today. And I hope they're going to be back again soon. Rabbi, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Rabbi, thank you for being on the show, and good luck, guys, with the graduation. The beautiful students, they didn't say one word the whole shooting over here. Thank you very much.